Hey, it is Diane Hockman. I'm back, figuratively naked again. Hey, why are I have those battery operated candles. I don't know if you guys have seen them. You put batteries in and and they kind of look real pretty, but you don't have to worry about burning the house down because I have this habit of like going to bed and leaving candles burning and stuff like that. So I only burn candles at certain times, but I have these ones, especially in the winter when it's so dark. And I'm looking over now, and I put fresh batteries in those two yesterday, and they're not on. There's a timer; they should have gone on. So now I'm cranky. Hopefully they're not broken. Oh, there's other ones that go on, or maybe they'll go on. Oh, it's only 5:08. Maybe they'll go on in a minute. Anyway, here's what I want to tell you. I did another video before, and it made me want to do another video, and that's what happens. I didn't do videos for so long. I have so much to tell you that I'm like kind of like in this mania psychotic place here. A couple minutes ago, I made a video, and if you didn't catch it, go find it. It was about subscribers versus leads, and the mania to get leads, and the industry will sell you all day long on leads, and here's how you get leads. Well, I want to talk about warm market and cold market. Okay, there's three markets. Okay, people don't get this. There's three markets. And in fact, I used to think there were two, and then my friends Lisa Grossman and Curtis Broom straightened me out. They slapped me around a little bit. There's hot market. Hot market's your friends and your family. Okay, they're Aunt Tilly and cousin Joe and whoever. That's hot market. Okay. Hot market are people that'll do you a favor. Like if you say, Aunt Mary, will you please buy some of this tea or juice or whatever, please, to help me out. I'm just getting started. They'll fork over $40 because you're their niece or whatever. Hot market. You don't really want them in your business. They knew you when you were a kid. They're going to make fun of you, all those people, but they would help you out. It's hot market. Warm market is people that you know or people that feel like they know you. Okay, people that you know and people that feel like they know you. Now, with social media, you can have a huge group of people, some people call it your audience, that feel like they know you. Okay, so today is a day where you could have a massive warm market, where in the past, warm market was just local people and people you knew down at the school or at work or whatever. But now your warm market with Facebook and YouTube and everything can be really massive. Like, for example, you might be watching this and you feel like you know me pretty well since we hang out in my pajamas most days. Maybe you met me at an event or we say hi on Facebook, but we don't really know each other yet. I'd like to. But warm market is magical. And then there's cold market. People don't know you and don't feel like they know you. They don't know who you are at all. Okay. Now, there's a place in business for all of these markets. Hot market is great when you're starting up and you need some money to start up and you ask some people in your family, will you put in $100 and help me buy this equipment or whatever? I need to buy a video camera or something. Would y'all, help me out with $100 or whatever? People who love you, warm market, people that know you. And then cold market, if you want to advertise and stuff. Now, I want to explain why I work warm market, and I'm different than a lot of other people. I work warm market because you need less skill to work warm market. Most people, when they get into a home business, they kind of want to make some money and they kind of want to make it soon. True, right? Didn't you? I did. I was broke. I needed to make money. So what I didn't want is to spend 4 years learning how to be a master funnel builder, copywriter, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And what I also didn't want was to invest a ton of money at the time. I was willing to buy books and tapes and go to a meeting. I certainly was willing to invest in myself, but I didn't have a lot of money to invest in myself. So when I looked at some of the different options, it was kind of overwhelming. So warm market, when you're working warm market, you can just be yourself. Okay, when you're working warm market, you can write to them or talk to them in videos simply. You don't have to chart all this stuff. You don't have to make, PowerPoint presentations in the right sequence. When you're working warm market, you can make a mistake. You'll notice in a lot of these videos, I'm like scratching my nose or fixing my hair or getting distracted looking at candles. And it's actually almost a little charming because it's warm market. It's friendly. And you're not bothered by my being like that. Where if it's cold market expects perfection. You can't screw up in your video if it's cold market. They're going to be busy judging you. Warm market, the people know you or feel like they know you, they're kind of amused. And the quirkier you are, the more amusing you can get when you're working warm market. I sit here in my pajamas with you. Couldn't do that cold market. Cold market, I can't do this video about learn how to be a 7-figure earner like me. I have no clothes. I sit in my pajamas. That would be weird. Although there is a very famous campaign from years ago about becoming rich in your underwear. But that was copy. There were no visuals involved. So I highly encourage you to master the warm market game while you're working on the cold market game, because warm market is much more forgiving. You can hone your skills, you can sharpen your saw while working warm market and making money warm market. And again, I want to remind you, when I say warm market, I'm not talking about your friends and family. That's hot market. I'm not talking about making a list of all those people and all this other stuff. That's hot market. I'm talking about using social media, building relationships, relationships you make through events, through organizations that you're involved in, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Warm market is forgiving. Warm market is generally fun. You can have a good time. Warm marketing is community based. Cold market is one guy looking at your screen by himself in his house and deciding whether he wants to buy. Your deal has to be pretty darn good. That's cold market. Warm market is a bunch of people getting on a webinar and seeing that other people used it, other people liked it. Okay, I think I'll get it too. Or people being in a Facebook group or whatever the case may be. So warm market is just easier. It's really simple. A lot of people go, why do you do that, Diane? Why do you do that? Because it's easier. Because I can work a couple hours a day and I can work within my warm market easier. Because I can screw up on my letter, and instead of people unsubscribing or leaving or not buying, people are friendly and they write me back a note and let me know the link didn't work. People find it endearing when I screw up on a webinar. I'm not technical. So when I screw up or make a mistake or my mic isn't working, people try to help me instead of trying to, instead of going, forget it, I'm not buying from her. So it's, if you're in something that involves recruiting and selling socially, I highly recommend you focus on your warm market game. If you're not into that or don't want to do that, look at e-commerce and stuff, where you don't really have to talk to people, but that doesn't require you to have these huge skill sets. Now, if you're more advanced, guys, I can't encourage you now. Get into the seminars and learn the funnels and take advanced copywriting, go see Ben Settle and Russell Brunson and all these incredible people. But if you're starting out and you haven't made good money yet, warm market is the safest, easiest, fastest way to go. And that's all I do. And that's why I don't have all of this stuff. I have an autoresponder. I have a blog that looks kind of outdated, and I write letters, and I hold webinars. That's all I do. That's it. So that's it. I just really think that you should look at and understand the difference between hot, cold, and warm, and make sure you're focusing your efforts in the right place. In the warm market, you don't need a lot of branding. You don't need a lot of imagery. You don't need I see a lot of people worrying about taglines, what the line beneath their name on their blog should be. Warm market is just not an issue. Cold market, it's an issue. Warm market, it's not an issue. Warm market is not, you're not so worried. Like when you go to my blog, I'm not worried about whether the Yoast SEO says that I've formatted my blog post correctly. In fact, I barely format my blog posts at all because I'm writing them for the people I already know. If you're getting together with the people you already know, you put on jeans and a t-shirt and sneakers, it's no big deal. If you're going out somewhere and you're meeting new people, you got to dress, you got to do the makeup and the hair. It's again, both are great, but it's a different set of expectations. And I like to stay in that warm, comfortable environment. It allows me to go further faster and allows me to help people and lay hands on people. So that's it. I know I'm rambling today. What can I tell you? I just keep watching people and they're not understanding just a couple of these little things that would make a real big difference for them. So decide, are you working warm market or are you working cold market? Once you've made that decision, now you create your marketing around that decision. So if you need help or you need help identifying it, reach out to me, Diane@DianeHochman.com, or find me on Facebook and say, hey, here's my business. Which way would you go? I'm happy to answer you, obviously time allowing. Sometimes it's crazy or too many messages come in. But this is a big deal. And if you're in network marketing, you're warm market, period. Okay, there's no, but what about this? And if you're in network marketing, you're in warm market. Because if you work network marketing in cold market, your retention will be nil and you'll always be starting back at the beginning. If you're doing e-commerce, you're cold market. If you're doing, different product sales, info products can go both ways, but generally info products, if you're running ads, is cold market. You need more of the funnel and the good copy. So really think about what your positioning is and think about what the end outcome is. What's the end outcome? I want to create a product and sell it and make money, or I want to do something up front that yields me prospects that I can talk to about my opportunity. Different animals, different processes, different markets, different ways of communicating. All right, later. Oh yeah, I gotta stop the video. I forgot to stop the video. I'm busy closing things.